Good evening, passengers. The lane train is going to be a little bit delayed, so to speak. But we hope that you enjoy your ride in week 6. All jokes aside, the lane train is going to be out of service for a while because they just got derailed. But more on that later.
What's the point?
Blind squirrel finds his nut every once in a while.
It was a good game.
Yeah, we wrecked them.
Y'all should have came.
I was asleep.
Sister had plans.
All right, anyway, we're all talking. You don't know us. It's your boy, Arnizzle.
It's Savannah.
Robby.
Atwood.
Oh, and supposedly, we've already had a beep.
That might be the quickest one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty fast.
We didn't even get to the name. The record on the PodBois.
Yep.
Trendsetter. Go getter.
Okay, this is getting cringy. All right, Savannah, what's our first topic?
First topic was I was going to kind of talk about MTSU. Came back in the last minute of the game. Although half of the fans left at halftime when we were down 10 to 27, was that it? No, 24, I mean.
Yeah, 10 to 24.
We were down 10 to 24, and a bunch of people left at halftime. But the people who stayed,
10-21.
we got hyped.
And we got to start. That's going to pick up.
Okay.
But anyways, we got hyped. Actually, we high-fived a guy I didn't know. And that's like a pet peeve of mine at sports games is when people high-five. It's dorky. So.
You're a dork.
But anyways.
McLovin.
So, sorry to come to y'all. MTSU plays Marshall this week. They're going to go in their house. They're going to dog them.
We're going to, so to call it, moss them, okay? I don't know. I don't even want to talk about this game so much.
Wrecked again.
MTSU, I know.
Oh, no. I don't know about
Okay,
that.
that was a bad joke.
I
I'm so
don't
sorry.
know about that one, Chief.
That flew over my head for a second.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
Y'all are the worst.
Oh, my. Okay. What's the next topic? Let's just get this out of the way. Tennessee's bye week.
I don't know why the hell we're talking about this.
You mean the previous 5 weeks? Because they haven't been out there, that's
Ron,
for
shut
sure.
the up. TCU still sucks. We're good, right?
Dude, TCU does not suck, Robby, all right? Just because we can actually beat teams, unlike, what's your team? Oh, yeah.
Texas.
Tennessee.
Ohio State.
The fake UT.
Well, you lost to Texas.
The real UT.
You
I
lost
mean,
to Ohio State.
also above average team.
Who have y'all beaten this year?
SMU.
They haven't been good since.
Congratulations, Ryan. SMU.
Haven't been good since the Pony Express.
Look, I mean,
they literally still haven't recovered from getting the death penalty like 40 years ago.
okay. But
Flame.
Anyways,
who
We
does
just wanna
Tennessee even
say-
play next
we
week?
just want to say thank God
That's
they got
an
a
L.
bye week because they can't lose.
I'm tired of being disappointed.
Leave my pen alone.
They can't disappoint us this week.
Facts.
Anyways,
Your tracker's not
Now-
keeping up with the bars.
Robbie has a story for us. A good old 1999 story.
So this is from 99, with the one season that Mike Leach was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. They ended up losing this game. Like, I think the final score was 38-28. But I got Ryan to watch the first part of the game, and how dominant was Oklahoma's offense?
Didn't they score on like the second play?
They scored on the second play of the game.
They looked
They
good.
went up 17-0 in the first quarter, like that, like quick. Well,
And I want to think the guy that scored was like maybe a freshman because I thought they mentioned it was someone I'd never heard of. So.
yeah, I don't remember who scored the touchdown, but so earlier in the week, Mike Leach was talking to. I think the coach's name was like Kel Gundy, which I don't really know who that is. But they were talking and they were joking about like making this fake script because most offensive coordinators script like the first few series of the game.
Yeah.
So they were talking about like they were joking about making a fake script for the Texas game and losing it on purpose so that Texas could find it. Well, like they kept joking about it in the middle of the week. They actually did it. They made a fake script, like a fake game plan, and then went along beside it and made their actual script to go for like to call plays to open up the space, to utilize the space that they were going to create by the defensive calls for what they thought they were going to run.
Makes sense.
And so, like before the game, apparently before every game, Mike Leach, another coach, and then one of the players would like stand on the field and dip before kickoff.
Big move.
So they were standing in a circle, and Leach hands the fake script to one of the players. Like I think it was like one of the tight ends, and he was supposed to drop it in front of Texas's coaches so they would see it. And so they're just running off the field to go back into the locker room, and he tries to like stick it in his pants, and miss and drops it and doesn't realize it, and so
Or doesn't realize it.
Realize it. So the Texas defensive coordinator and Tom Herman, who was an assistant coach on the team at the time, they see it and they go and pick it up, and they're like, "This can't be real." But they didn't tell Mac Brown, so then they just take it up in the booth with him before the game, and they look at it and they're like, "No, we're pretty sure this is legit." So they use it. They're changing their game plan, and Oklahoma gets the ball first and goes and scores on the second play of the game. And then they were like, "Okay, well maybe we just misunderstood something." So they didn't throw the fake script away. They kept going off of it. And then the next drive, Oklahoma got a touchdown, or they got a field goal. And then the third drive, they went and scored in like a couple of plays again. And they were like, "Okay, well I think we got duped." He faked a script and didn't tell Bob Stoops. Like nobody knew except for the one other coach and the player that dropped the script.
That's crazy. Like really crazy.
And Mike Leach.
That explains a lot because Texas did not look good at all. And like they were the heavy favorites, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they were. And I read something that Tom Herman finally talked about it, and Mike Leach had never heard their side of it, and he finally heard it this week, and that's like why the story got brought up. And he thought it was hilarious that they actually fell for it, because he didn't know if they actually fell for it or not. But the second play of the game where they scored, it was supposed to be like a double reverse. So that's why Texas, if you watch it on the play they scored, they blitzed the cornerback from the wide side of the field because it's supposed to come back around to that side to stop it. Instead, they run a crossing route back across the field where there's nobody and scored.
It's crazy. Makes a lot of sense now because, Texas literally looked like they had no idea what they was doing.
Mike Leach is the man.
Mike Leach or someone had to have, because you would think if it was an actual play thing that it would have to be like pretty complex. So he must have dumbed down some of the stuff.
Well, he said that he did it he tried to make sure that the wording wasn't too complex, but he's like, I didn't want to make it too simple because then they would obviously know it's fake. So he was like, I had to try to make it seem complex but not too complex, and try to make it to where they could understand what it was, so that they would change their defensive plan, so we could. And
I guess that's the beauty of how it worked for a couple drives because
until Texas was
because there's I guess maybe we messed up.
Yep,
yeah, that's funny. I've never heard that, but that does seem like the most Mike Leach thing possible.
Who ended up winning?
Texas. Texas came back and won
Yeah, I went and looked up the result, and they ended up dominating.
Yeah. After that, Oklahoma scored 11 points the rest of the game, but they scored their first three drives with no issue.
That's crazy. Hey, and the Red River rivalry is coming up this week, so it's perfect timing. Savannah, unless any of us have anything else football related, because we'll talk about our random stuff at the end of the pod, like always for our viewers that do not make it that far. What's our first game that none of us want to talk about?
TCU.
Shouldn't it be a game?
We don't. TCU doesn't play anymore.
Well, nobody wants to talk about them.
I don't like this game that is first on our list.
All right, first one we don't care about is Kentucky at. Okay, really though, we got Florida State at number 17, Miami, VU. Who you got, Ryan?
Put me on the spot. But last time, I only had one thing to say. I won. All I gotta say is Okeechobee. I don't even know. What's their? I don't know. Florida State, big.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of
That's a great lake.
the Seminole dude that goes out there. Like they're, I don't know. All right, Seminoles win by at least 12.5.
Wrong.
All right, who you got, Savannah?
I obviously have the team, the only team endorsed by Uncle Luke, Miami. They're gonna win big. They are picked to win big, and I expect that to happen.
All right, Robby had to step away for just a second. Who you got at what?
Looking at it, Florida State has 11.5% chance. Still is a chance. But
You're saying there's a chance?
But would you love to?
Saying there's a chance.
I would have loved to see the chance that Old Dominion had to beat Virginia Tech.
that
just shows it does not.
Go Monarchs.
It does not mean more in the ACC. Okay.
But I'm gonna have to go with Francois and the Seminoles, because once again,
Y'all are awesome.
Miami
dumb
is so
asses.
overrated. Like I'd rather
You think
watch.
Kentucky is an overrated, ranked number 13?
What's my 4-1? How many losses Kentucky got?
Who they played?
Who's Miami play?
Anyways, who you got?
I'll just let my boy do the talking
Robby.
for me.
Get ahead.
Drop my drawers and let us see my third leg. Chilling on the 7th floor, I gotta let these chickens know we breakers in the house, and I'm finna make these hoes choke. On my balls, on my dick, then I'm busting up quick. On the face, on the chest, stick my dick between the breasts. Come on, fellas, let's get weird. Stick your dick up in the ear while I'm laughing at these guys are second nut all in the eyes. That's how we do it, son. In the eyes.
Miami.
Classic.
Big.
Classic.
See, but they ain't savage like they were back in the day.
Does Rick agree with that? No. All right. They're out there
Can you
singing
imagine-
hymnals.
Can you
Okay.
imagine his reaction if they did something like that now?
Have y'all seen like
They'd
people
kick everybody
ask?
off and tell them they was going to hell.
Have you seen people ask Greg Olson about being on that?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really want to talk about it. I just did it to fit in. I'm just a
Yeah.
freshman. That's the best verse on the song.
That is the best verse.
And the fact that he's like actually made it makes it even better.
Yep.
Does anybody know, like,
I don't know
is
any
any
of
of
the
the
other
other guys
guys.
relevant?
I don't think so.
And Marvelous had a good verse on there too, but I don't know where he's at now.
Probably
He's
in
in
jail.
Verse.
The last dude was trash.
A lot of the guys were
A lot of them were
trash.
trash on there. Some of them you could tell were like linebackers because they were out of breath like halfway through their verse. They were some big boys, and you could just hear it.
Well, they couldn't have been that big. I mean, they had to go up seven flights of stairs.
They were elevators.
That's why they were out of breath.
And from
Yep.
the song, it sounds like they had some cardio. Okay. So,
You gotta say it like they would some breath. Got the F on it.
all right, what's the next game, Savannah?
Up next, we got number 19, Texas, at number 7, Oklahoma.
This is actually kind of a hard game for me to choose. I'm gonna have to say, I think Oklahoma, even though I think it's gonna be closer than people might expect. I think Kyler Murray is gonna be the difference in this. Sam Ehlinger really is not that impressive to me. Let's see, Oklahoma's an 8-point favorite, and I think they cover that as well. I think that they'll tear away in the second half and win by 14.
I'm going with the upset this week. Texas. I'm feeling like they're gonna come in there ready for this one. I just got a feeling. That's all it is.
More than ever. All right, Robbie,
More
what's
than
your...
a feeling. It's just a feeling.
Well, I picked Texas as my sleeper in my top 4 at the beginning of the season. I'm going with Bevo. Hook 'em horns. Their defense has actually been pretty good the last 3 weeks. They only gave up 14 to number 22 USC, 16 to number 17 TCU, and then 14 against Kansas State. And Kyler Murray has not played any defense worth a shit this year.
Dude, he had to respect the troops. All right, that's why he had low numbers there.
He has not played anybody good on defense this year. So
Lane Kiffin?
I said good on defense. So I'm going with Texas.
Lane Kiffin. I don't know about it. Y'all, I stood
That's a
about,
cold beer.
I stood about 10 yards from
Coca-Cola.
this man and didn't realize he was there. I was like looking at the players coming out, and I was like, "Where is he?" And he was sitting on the bench, like right in front of me.
All right, well, who you got?
I'm going to have to roll with old Kyler Murray. There's a reason he is second in highest QBR since, I think it's 2010.
He's hot.
No,
Or is he-
Tugboat's
yeah,
got it.
To a tugboat, yeah.
So, even though he hadn't played any great defenses, he's still making smart choices. Granted, it looks like
Everybody's
Oklahoma's defense is absolute garbage, but they're also putting about almost, I say almost, but close to 200 more yards than Texas is on offense.
It's also 11 a.m. kickoff.
That's
Where's-
disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. Texas is gonna get the upset.
So I'm sticking with Kyler Murray.
Wrong.
All right, on to the It Just Means More segment of the week. We got number 5 LSU in the swamp.
You didn't even write my name down.
Number
You
22
racist.
FLA,
When?
Florida.
That last game.
Oh, did you pick up on?
Racist. I totally interrupted you. Say, come again.
I wrote you on the first game.
All right, sorry, but it don't matter if your name got wrote down. It just means more in the SEC. We got number 5 LSU going to the swamp in Gainesville, Florida, against the Gators. When I think of Gators, I don't think of Gainesville. I think of the Bayou. And I'm taking LSU to win big in this one as well. It seems like everyone I've picked is going to win big this week, but LSU really seems like the real deal to me. And Orgeron, while he does end up choking, it's only 6th week. His chokes will come probably about week 10. So LSU and Florida is just trash. Okay,
Florida's actually picked to win this game.
Well, LSU is favored by 2.5.
I think
But if you-
Florida is. Oh, no, it says
No.
LSU is.
But if
But
you
then
go
on
to
the
the
percentage,
Yeah.
Florida has a 58% chance and LSU has 42.
Well, the
fake news.
lines
Hmm.
the lines are done by how people vote, by how people bet. Sometimes,
Oh, for real?
yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, I got LSU. What you
Well-
got, Savannah?
I'm also going to have to go LSU. Their quarterback hasn't thrown any interceptions. So that's impressive.
They also throw the ball like 2 times a game.
Yeah, but still impressive.
He's actually thrown the ball more than Franks this year.
Oh, Felipe.
Well, kind of like Ron said, Coach O, he's known for tripping over his own dick at some point during the season, but I don't think it's going to be this week. I'm going to go LSU as well.
Now, see, if I had to pick strength of schedule so far, I'd have to go Florida. Because, I mean, LSU did start off with a sucky-ass Miami.
Shut the hell up.
But anyways, I'm going to have to...
They also played Auburn.
Who did?
LSU.
Oh,
They've
what?
had a solid schedule.
I'm still going with
Florida ain't
LSU.
played nobody.
I ain't picking Florida. I'm going LSU. I just had to dog Miami because, they suck ass.
I mean, you
You know
gotta pick
what?
LSU because Florida lost to Kentucky. All right, so I mean,
You lost to
Also-
unranked Texas.
Here's something we can all agree on.
Keep Allen.
Here's something we can all agree on. Florida.
Yep.
I mean, I don't
yeah.
have an issue with them, but
Nope.
Nope.
Florida.
here's the real question, though. Why does everybody have a problem with Ohio State?
oh my god.
We can save that for the end. I feel like it's gonna get
They're
deep.
trash.
That's gonna go okay.
We're
To
gonna
the
get Ryan triggered. Again.
They're trash. Now we're gonna leave that part out of it, just while everyone historically hates Ohio State. What's the next game, Savannah?
It is number 8 Auburn at Mississippi State.
Right after we got done talking about LSU and Auburn.
Auburn is just a 4-point favorite though, so
And Mississippi State is favored 52, or the matchup prediction 52-47.
This is in Starksville. I don't know. My problem with picking Mississippi State in this game is I just don't think that they have the tools in the air. If this is a game where they get down, I don't know that they can come back. I'm gonna take Auburn in a close one. Savannah.
well they're even on points per game, 32.6.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
They both are not allowing more than 15 too.
They're doing. This looks like a quality matchup, but Mississippi State isn't even ranked because they're 3-2. Who did they lose to?
Kentucky and
Florida.
yeah, back to back.
Mississippi State's issue has been they don't have an offense.
They have Nick Fitzgerald, and that's it.
He has struggled to throw the ball.
I'm gonna go with Auburn just because of that. Then because both teams seem to be holding their opponents to pretty low scores, and if they don't have a good offense, it'll be hard to overcome that and win.
I'm gonna go with Auburn too, just like Ryan said. If Auburn gets up by 2 touchdowns, I don't think Fitzgerald is gonna be able to throw the ball well enough to get them back into the game. And I think Jarrett Stidham will be the difference. He's probably gonna be a first-round draft pick. So
At Wolf.
I'm gonna have to pick Auburn because looking at the stats, they don't even allow 100 yards on the ground, and that is Nick Fitzgerald's strength. So if you take him away from running and he's got to put the ball in the air, they're gonna struggle. So I'm gonna say Auburn by at least 14.
that's bold. I think it'll
That's
be close.
bold. I think it'll be a close game. Atwood, I'm gonna let you read the next one here. Read it straight off the paper.
You skipped one.
No, we're gonna come back to it.
We gotta keep it because it just means more.
Okay.
It just means more segment.
We got Texas A&M is hosting the number 13 ranked Kentucky Wildcats.
That's not what that says there.
Yeah, I see what you did, but it's I see.
Who you got, Ryan?
Oh my! Did you seriously say that?
Yup.
Yeah, now you gotta bleep half the word.
I'm gonna take.
Better mind me, Canes, bitches.
That don't even flow.
Hey, all I get is them.
You're wrong.
They live in the
That's
hood.
canceled too.
Okay.
It's not racist.
I don't know the words need to be saying that.
To say that Miami only gets is definitely racist.
This is canceled.
Blatantly racist.
Anyone listening is somewhat okay because Atwood is disrespecting himself.
No.
Okay, this part's just
I'm-
canceled.
I'm not thug. That's the kind who wake up, gotta sell a brick to make a living.
Okay, let's just go on. We've already talked about Miami.
I'm so concerned right now.
Okay. Oh. Kentucky or A&M. Benny 316 says they just kicked their ass. Kentucky 28-21 off Benny Snell. 3 touchdown performance. And I think A&M is going to be putting 8 in the box every time. And he's still going to be doing
matter.
it. They could even pull in the 12th man. It's still not going to matter. All right, who you got, Savannah?
I'm taking Texas A&M. They've already beat Mississippi State and Florida.
Kentucky
Kentucky has 2.
They're putting up 36 points per game. Kentucky isn't doing that, you bitches.
32.
32.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Who's allowing more?
Whose defense?
Tell me
is
that
better,
one.
though?
21 to a whopping 12.6.
Listen,
That's what I thought.
Listen.
Listen,
They
Linda.
Squeaked by
Kentucky is
against
fucking garbage.
Arkansas.
Okay, you can argue whatever you want to, but they are garbage. They will always be garbage. Texas A&M is gonna dog them. Anyways, Atwood, you pick.
You mean
I'm
Robby?
mad.
You pointed at Robby.
that one. I guess go me. I guess.
See how mad I am right now.
Well, here's the facts. Benny Snell is the best running back in the country.
Yup.
Every team, like everybody in the stadium knows that he's gonna get the ball 30 times a game. And my dude, what's his what? Where, go back up. He has still rushed for 600 yards and 8 touchdowns through 5 games. Kentucky covers the spread and they win outright. If you're a gambling man, lock of the week.
They only got a
Kentucky
32%
wins.
chance, is all I'm saying.
Hey, we have
Kentucky
not
wins.
been favored other than our first game this year.
Keep doubting them. Benny for
I
Heisman.
will down them. Because they're garbage.
I feel like we all know who is about to be picked, but Atwood, who you John?
I'm easily going with the better team in this game. The number 13th ranked Wildcats. I mean,
Wild Coyotes.
if anybody was good, they'd be better than 15. Oh, 17.
17.
Yeah, Miami Hurricanes suck ass. They couldn't stop a cold in them summer. Anyway, I feel like Benny Snell's gonna put up at least 120. It don't matter if they stack the box, because I mean everybody's done it so far. And then Kentucky's defense has 3 potential first rounders.
Y'all just wait till I'm the only one that got that game right.
Until you're the only one that's wrong.
The only one right.
But anyway, they got 3 potential first rounders on defense. One of the better outside linebackers. We won't get Cash Daniels back till second half, but he got ejected last game. Plus, you automatically win when you got a white guy named Cash Daniels. That's an automatic W. So
Is it Cash with the C or Cash
It's
with
a K.
Oh, he's
So we're getting W's.
I don't really know how anybody could argue that Benny Snell is like he's the best running back in the country in my opinion. I don't really think it's that close.
I can't think of any other running backs.
But of course, when it comes down to Heisman, it's easily going to Tugboat. Just
I don't think
because-
it should.
I don't.
No, I don't either. But
because I think they need to look into like how they affect their team. And Kentucky
if you take Benny Snell out of the picture,
Kentucky might be 2-3 if you take Benny Snell off of that team.
now if you took Tua Tugboat out, they'd still be 5-0. Because not only do they have another 5-star, they probably got a 5-star who could start at any other college in the nation.
All right. Who else is done talking about Kentucky? Because I am.
You're just mad. You're
Salty.
better than Miami.
Anyways, wrong. Number
Not
6.
wrong.
17 and 13.
Number 6, Notre Dame.
Overrated.
At number 24, Virginia Tech.
Oh. This is a big game of 2 teams
Two teams
that
like
really need this win. I think Notre Dame
Are you talking shit?
is going to walk in and enter Sandman.
And get their ass whooped.
Yup. And they're about to take an L because Virginia Tech, I saw this thing the other day. It said there's been a few instances wherever the town has experienced like seismic activity at a football game, and like 3 of the 4 were Virginia Tech games. So I guess they get wild up in Blightsburg. So Virginia Tech, all of Notre Dame's wins have came at home, like their big wins. And I mean, they look dominant against Stanford, but then you got to think about it like Stanford had to go across the country. So, I mean, they got to be slightly jet lagged. And Stanford's overrated. We've already kind of figured that one out.
Notre Dame also almost lost to Vanderbilt at home.
And
Yeah,
but
they almost
Virginia
lost to
Tech-
Ball State at home.
Virginia
24-16.
Tech lost to Old Dominion though.
But it was at Old Dominion.
They
I really
played at
think-
Old
Who
Dominion?
cares
Yeah.
where they play? It's Old Dominion.
That was definitely a case of like I know Duke's not like a powerhouse, but you know
they lost by.
It's a trap week.
they were undefeated. Duke was, so I think Virginia Tech definitely overlooked Old Dominion.
They got beat. by
Actually, not a
lot.
trap week.
I mean,
They play William
touchdowns.
and Mary.
2 touchdowns against Old Dominion.
look, I'm
Hey,
not here
the
for the Old
Monarchs-
Dominion slander. Okay,
I am.
The Monarchs, okay? I mean, anything with that name has got to be good, like the shoes. The
Oh
school.
my gosh.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
It's-
They don't put up some points, okay?
Old Dominion's offense, like if you look at it, actually has been pretty good this year. It's just they
had a running back, though.
their defense is fucking garbage.
Their running back was hefty.
Uh,
He was scooting though.
He was thick.
it's thick.
All right, so Virginia Tech,
All
who you
right.
got?
Well, first of all, I want to say Notre Dame, but I'm gonna pick
Yes.
them this week.
Nope.
I just don't see it with Virginia Tech. So
I'm taking Virginia Tech. I think Fuente gets the boys ready this week, and they upset Notre Dame.
And Atwood.
I'm gonna go off. I know I wasn't here last week, but I'm gonna go off a topic. I think Notre Dame's gonna win because clearly them Catholics like to touch some boys, so their defense is gonna be
Oh,
on
my.
their defense is gonna pin them down
Oh,
and let them go
Oh, no.
nowhere.
Oh no!
Speaking of our segments where we say suspect stuff,
Whew.
I just realized USC has a bye week. But I just want to take the time to say, never say bye to Trojans, all right? It could be a bad mistake.
Dude, a perfect game. Notre Dame versus USC
It's coming up.
The
They
boy
play every
touchers.
year.
versus
Oh,
the-
gosh.
the Catholic grabbers versus the Trojans.
We're canceling that game already.
Oh no!
That week is canceled.
We gotta make sure Wes is on the pod for that one.
We'll make sure that one's an in-person pod. Okay. Before this gets too out of hand,
Didn't get out of hand last week.
let's
It
go
was
to
reactive.
somewhere where they hate.
Can't get out of hand when you're messing with
Why does
Catholics
everyone
and
hate
senior
Ohio
hands,
State?
dude.
Now, let's not even talk about
Ohio
the modern aspect. Even
I
before
could
that, no
understand
one
the
liked
modern,
Ohio
but
State.
like
Let's just.
it's been ever since like, of course, when I moved to Gainesville.
I've never met
in eighth
anyone that
grade,
liked Ohio State,
it's-
even before now. Like,
It's always
Let's
been
just
like
start
everybody
out
hates
by
Ohio State.
saying
Ohio State. I've
That's.
really
gotta
never
start.
met anybody outside the state of Ohio. Like that they're not from Ohio, or they have
Our
like
Sunday
some.
school teacher.
Johnny Oberly, but he's so.
He's an idiot.
Okay, the R word's canceled. Bleep that shit.
Can't say Negro.
oh my!
Stop.
Oh my!
All
I'm
right.
just bleeping out that entire segment. Okay.
One
Our
big-
Sunday school teacher is a big
He
Ohio
has
State
no
fan.
ties to Ohio, like his family. He's not
I
from
don't think
there.
so.
I don't think so.
I mean, his parents are from here, so
Well,
See,
at
but,
least his mom is. I don't know.
He's
about
an
his
idiot.
see, like I could understand like
He's a solid guy. Other than that, But,
I gotta question his character
yeah,
if he's
you
an Ohio
gotta
State
kind of.
fan.
Are you really a Christian?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I digress still on there too. Sorry.
But why?
Nope. Fair game.
No, I'm just thinking about. To me, Ohio State reminds me a lot of like Alabama fans. I kind of question. Okay, maybe not that. That a little bit more.
more like
cool,
Notre
man.
Dame fans, as you can
Oh
tell. They
my
touch the
gosh.
boys.
All right. Anyways, I always feel like it's people that like get into football, but like they just want to root for the front runner at the
Yeah,
time.
they just want to like root for his winning.
So like, I don't know. I question whether they're like legit fans or they just throw out the Ohio State just to say it. Kind of like Kentucky basketball fans. I'm just like Atwood.
Because we've
They're
always
fake.
been good.
I will say,
Yeah, Kentucky basketball has like always been kind of.
That was sarcastic. That
Oh.
we've had you. We went to the NIT in 2013, like 12, 13
I will
season.
say, like,
Good champs come from there, TCU.
as long as
One
shut
of-
the up. As long as I've known Atwood, he's been a Kentucky fan, and I knew Atwood well before the Calipari years. So
Yeah, but I mean, he is a little bit fair weather because Dodgers fan.
No,
After
I'm
being
not a
like
Dodgers
Phillies
fan.
fan?
I'm a Kershaw fan. Difference.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Phillies fan at heart. Like, none of my teams are really good, okay?
the Chiefs are pretty good.
Okay.
The Chiefs are pretty good.
Chiefs and Kentucky basketball are like the...
If anybody can sit here and say none of the teams are good, I like
Hey,
The
they're,
Red
they're,
Sox.
they're 3-1.
Tennessee,
Dolphins are 3-1.
the Dolphins.
the Dolphins.
Boston.
The Lakers are ass now. The Red Sox are the only team I like that are any good.
Lakers got LeBron, so automatic playoff team.
Okay, but we ain't been worth a shit since
Okay.
Kobe.
I like the Braves.
Playoff
They
team.
won the division.
Yep. Beat the Phillies.
They're not that good.
They won,
Right
they
now.
won 90
90 games.
Anyways,
They're good. So.
They're pretty good this year.
What's
I
your,
kept up with them.
what's your
They're
next
gonna
one?
be pretty good.
My
No.
Can't say
basketball team.
you can't say Dolphins though. They're 3-1 right now.
Our basketball team. The Knicks.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's,
agree, they're garbage.
They
Right?
suck.
What?
But my boy Kevin Knox is going to turn the program around with Porzingis.
Anyway,
She used to be a Nuggets fan because she was like, "Oh, I like chicken nuggets," but
I
then
don't
she
like chicken
realized.
nuggets.
Then she realized that they weren't named after chicken nuggets, and it was named after gold nuggets. And she's like, "I'm rooting for the Knicks now because of Friends."
I never said that.
That's basically what you said.
It's fake news.
I like
Is this
them
fake news?
because I played with them on 2K.
Who's Denver?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, can't say that. Never mind. Bleep it out.
Yeah.
Anyways, but then I started I turned on my notifications for them and stuff, and I was tired of getting these losing notifications. So I was like,
Their ass.
What
I gotta
happens when
change
you're a
it up.
Nugget fan?
I gotta change
And
it
then she
up.
changed it up to a team that loses
And I
more.
get-
Worse.
I get equal amount of losing notifications. So
At least the Nuggets are almost a playoff team.
also, I can say the Dolphins because they've been garbage up until this year.
It's the only undefeated team ever.
They
That was
they
in
just lost.
1972, Ryan.
The Dolphins have literally made the playoffs. I counted like 3 times in mine and Savannah's entire life.
It's kind of because they're screwed
And
with their division.
I think it's like 4 times, and 2 of those were like before Marino retired, but we obviously don't remember that.
No, I never saw Dan Marino play. That I remember.
I realized one of her teams really is ass. She's a Miami Hurricanes fan.
That's true.
Trash ass
I
bitches.
like, yeah, that's my teams I like. In college football, I like Miami, Tennessee, MTSU.
And TCU.
I don't like it.
Fine. TCU.
Oh my
All
God.
3.
TCU
Pretty
fans don't
garbage.
even like TCU.
All right, let's wrap this up because we are on a tangent. Let's talk about who you think your top 4 favorite teams are, just off the cuff. Not like ranked wise. Just who do you think is going to be the final 4 teams in the playoffs and then the season?
Well, you go first.
I'm gonna take kind of the same as what I was gonna go with at the beginning of the season,
You're an
except
idiot.
not the same. I think Georgia is gonna make it in. Not easy path.
I want to stop you right there. And I want to say that Georgia, as long as they have Jake Fromm at quarterback, is not the second best team in the country. And it has nothing to do with Jake Fromm's ability. But if it is like second, third, and short, and you know Georgia's running the ball, and Jake Fromm's in the game, you know where the ball's going. Just put 9 people in the box and clog the fucking A-gap, and you're going to stop Georgia. They're so much better if they play Justin Fields, but Kirby Smart won't play Justin Fields.
Hey, they can't play. Just had a racial slur. Can't put Georgia in a. Someone called Justin Fields N-word.
Yeah.
Take him.
Did y'all see that?
No.
A baseball player for Georgia, you can bleep this, but he yelled out during the game, said, "Put in."
Oh,
Oh,
my.
no.
Yeah. Talking about Justin Fields.
Canceled.
That is canceled with the hard R.
Yep. Okay, I had to make sure I typed in the area to go back and bleep.
But You can continue. I just want to stop you right there.
So you got Georgia,
That Georgia will get boat
Alright.
raced by Alabama in the SEC championship.
Georgia's
And
making
heard
it
here
in.
first.
if they make it.
I don't think Alabama's making it though. LSU's gonna make it over. Anyways,
You know what happened last time we played regular season?
I got Georgia making it to the playoff. Then I have Oklahoma. This is 4-3. 2. Wait for it.
How do you got Georgia falling?
Huh?
You have Georgia at 4.
They're gonna lose to Auburn.
Oh, okay. You don't think I had to kick them out of the top?
Do they play Auburn?
They play a pretty soft schedule.
Do they play Auburn? In the
I think so.
We'll check.
Sure.
No, they don't play
No, they
Auburn.
don't play Auburn.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
they do.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I knew it.
That must be a better locked-in game from the West.
I'm gonna take. Everyone's hated Ohio State. Actually, I'm gonna kick all them up. 'Cause I just realized I needed one more team.
Let's pick a top 4 and only have 3 guys.
Oklahoma.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Georgia, Oklahoma. Clemson will not
a lot
make
of
it.
people argue for an 18 playoff.
Ron's like,
you know.
nah.
Ron's,
We just need 3.
Just someone a bye week.
We
have
just
one
need
game
3.
and then the national championship.
Washington will make it.
Are they even?
But Washington's
top
going to be
15
the 4. All right, so I got Ohio State,
I don't know about
Oklahoma, Georgia,
I
and
didn't remember
Washington.
you saying Oklahoma.
He did.
Oh.
Oh, here's a just quick question on the Washington topic. Can Eason play right now if he needed to, or did he have to?
I don't
sit
think
out?
so. He's got to sit a year.
Okay.
But see, I was thinking that he transferred for, like, a major. Like, he transferred to change his major to something, and changed his major to something that Georgia didn't they didn't offer.
I think he can, but if you're Washington, you'd
I think
be
that's what he
stupid
did.
not to redshirt him.
I mean, yeah.
See, but
would
did they
be.
not burn his red shirt when he got hurt?
I think it's a medical red shirt's different.
Did he medical redshirt though?
Maybe, I don't know.
I haven't read anything.
All right, so who's yours 4?
All right. Number 1, Alabama.
Oh my god.
Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, LSU. Number 4, Miami.
You're canceled.
Listen, they're gonna win out.
You're canceled.
They're gonna win out.
They ain't even
You
gonna beat
are
Florida State.
canceled.
They're gonna win out.
Let's see who they play.
They're gonna beat Clemson in the ACC championship, and they're
Okay.
gonna get in at number 4.
Nope, they're losing the last game of the year.
Who they play?
Pitt.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it happened last year.
That is true.
All of y'all,
You're
okay?
canceled.
Anyways, I think it'll be Alabama, Ohio State in the playoff, and Alabama will win. Unfortunately.
Well, they're gonna boat race Miami.
Well, that's why I said that they were gonna be in the national championship.
Miami probably
Oh,
have a
Robby,
better
who you
chance of not
got?
showing up.
I'm gonna go Alabama 1. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go Ohio State 2. And then I'm gonna go LSU because I think they're gonna get in with 1 loss.
And then who's the 4?
And
See,
then
that'd
I'm
be
going
tough,
to
though.
stay with Texas. They're gonna win out. They're gonna
Oh,
beat
no.
Oklahoma this week, and they're gonna sneak in.
Don't know about that one, Chief.
You put in Miami in yours. I don't want to hear nothing from you over there.
Miami is ranked 17. Texas
It's
is ranked
19. 2 spots.
That's a difference.
Has Miami beaten anybody ranked this year?
We'll check.
I'll wait.
No, they haven't.
I'll wait. All right. Yep. That's what I thought.
No.
Oh, hey,
That's a
They
big nope.
they beat Savannah State.
Oh shit.
that was-
My bad.
I don't see how they pulled that one out, guys.
Y'all are assholes.
All right, well, who's your top 4?
Okay. Of course you gotta roll with Alabama. You know what? I'm gonna put Boy Tickler's Notre Dame in there.
Oh my god.
Because I mean they don't play anybody else. So, and you got 3 SEC teams in there who are gonna have to play one another. So I got
So Notre Dame's your number 1?
no.
Alabama's your number 1.
Alabama's
Yeah.
number 1.
Okay. Are they your number 2?
No, though.
Are they number 4?
I'm just spitting out 4 teams.
Okay.
So Atwood has no order. He's just
Yeah.
chucking them.
Yeah.
Alabama's obviously going to be number one.
I was
Though.
like,
Let's just
you're
go.
putting Notre Dame number one.
I'd like to see Oklahoma, but
Oh, sorry about it.
because my boy Kyler Murray. But I don't know if I'd put Oklahoma or LSU. I'm gonna stick Oklahoma on that. And then
So you said so much. Who the heck are the four? I don't.
then
Alabama, Oklahoma, Notre Dame.
I'm gonna go with my boys, Big Blue Nation.
Oh my God.
Hey, you got a sleeper? I got a sleeper.
You're canceled. They're not even going to win the East.
Hey, it's better than Miami.
I
I mean, but y'all would have to lose the last game.
What do you mean
Basically,
lose the last game?
y'all are not beating Bama.
I mean, all they would have to do is
Go undefeated and lose to Alabama.
No.
Close.
they would have to, if they lost to Georgia, which will happen, and then went out and they have one loss, it would be the same scenario as LSU getting in. They would just have to get in over LSU.
Yeah.
It's the same scenario.
I mean, after Georgia, the rest of our schedule
Which,
is...
I mean, yeah, they have
Okay.
Georgia. They might beat Tennessee by 30. Then they play Mitsu, and then they play Louisville.
Oh, MT's about to upset them.
You're canceled.
If they're still undefeated at that time, we're going. All right.
Or is it in
I
Lexington?
bet it's
Yeah,
in
it's in
Lexington.
Lexington.
Yeah.
Bet.
Oh, what day is it?
It is 11-16.
All right. Mark your calendars, folks.
Y'all trying to go?
I'm trying to go.
I'm trying.
Blue
I'm trying to
everywhere.
go.
Let's do it. Kroger Field.
That's an easy blue out at that game, though.
Just wear blue, a plain blue shirt. That way, whichever team wins, you'll be in support.
You can walk out with pride. no
That would
matter
really
what.
might be like I don't think Kentucky will get in, just because I think the committee would take LSU over them. But
Did you say 16? I'm sorry.
16 what?
The 16?
Yeah, 11,
Yeah,
16.
yeah.
It's a Friday night game.
that's different.
Sure.
But really, they have Vanderbilt. If they beat A&M, they have Vanderbilt next week. That's a dub. They have Missouri. That's a dub. And then they have Georgia, which I think they'll kind of play Georgia close, but I think Georgia will beat them. But then they'll probably win out.
The only downside is if you lose a game like Georgia, you almost wonder if that'll deflate them a little bit. But I think they'll bounce back
Well,
against
I ain't
Tennessee.
sure.
I think it helps if they play Tennessee the next week.
I think
Uh,
if we play Georgia, which is going to be hard to play Georgia close, but I say if we keep it within 14, it's not going to kill team around too bad.
That's the good thing about being a massive running team is that you can kill the clock.
If they upset
So.
Georgia, they might lose the next week.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
We've seen the hangover happen.
All right, so you heard it here first.
oh, you know what we else need to
Folks.
talk about?
What's that?
The Heisman candidates. Who we got at the end? I feel like it'd be a nice topic for at least like next week, maybe.
Well, yeah, let's put that on next
We'll
week.
put that
That way
next
we have
week.
some time to think that over.
And next week we'll just say if we change any teams that we have in our four or whatever.
Nope.
No.
We'll do it every 2 weeks.
Boy ticklers all the way.
Oh my god. Oh, that's canceled. All right.
Notre Dame is not making
Y'all have
No.
anything else to say?
We'll update our top four again, like after the conference championship, like before they actually pick, or after the conference championship, like we'll try to pick.
Or maybe the first week in November. That way we'll.
I
This
mean,
is the
if we
first.
did, we did at the beginning. This is the middle of the season, so
It'll work.
that. Works for me.
On a good
If you're
note,
still
though.
listening, you know that we just fly by the seat of our pants anyway. So
That's how I
everything
go for
happens.
love. So.
We need to make a
It's a
poll
big
on
dude.
Twitter.
Yeah.
What we should call Notre Dame, like the boy ticklers, Catholic grabbers.
maybe not on Twitter. We need viewers. All
We
right.
need those clicks,
The only
right?
reason this ain't canceled is just it's so deep into it. I
We'd
don't
have
think anyone's
viewers if
gonna
y'all
hear it.
wouldn't bleep my N words and
Atwood. Just because you're black doesn't mean that it's acceptable.
Which, if you don't know Atwood personally, here's your newsflash. He's black. He doesn't sound it, but he is.
Yeah, so I swear
He
he's
doesn't
not
sound like a
racist.
regular human being, actually.
Yeah, he was
I'm
wanting to make
sorry,
fun
I
of someone
said
for
that.
talking the other day, and then we just roasted him back. So
I've just been trying to roast Atwood for his voice.
it's where I grew up around these boot wearing, dipping country white folk. Yee
oh
yee.
my god.
Yee, Bo.
Oh, y'all got anything else to say?
Yes.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
First off, call them by the real name. Catholic grabbers or boy ticklers.
Okay, the boy ticklers.
Oh my God.
Ohio State, Florida,
Yes.
and also Texas. No, not Texas, Kentucky.
You can't. That's
I
something you
just-
can't take it back.
Damn it, I just read Texas and said it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Texas too.
No, Texas forever.
Hook 'em horns.
All right, is that it?
Is it too much for you?
Yep, that's it. All
With
right.
all the f***ing bleeps.
Oh my God. All right, make sure to check us out.
Check out the PodBois Twitter.
Oh my God.
PodBois.
That's enough.
Podcast.
Okay, this is canceled.
You need to.
All right, PodBoi.
You need to change it. That's 1525. You like, cause yeah, but it's like. That's why you need to change that. That's just gonna be like one bleep right there, man.
All
People
right.
think you're. Well,
All right, let's
There's
just all,
another bleep.
let's just all say it. PodBoi. Oh!
Annie.